weekend. Sure does. Down in.
Look at these guys coming to work.
We're back in Better Than Ever. Mike and Mike presented by Progressive Insurance. This was last week's John Gruden's Groove. The coach will join us on the Subway Fest.
Just coming to work, sitting in their cars. How you doing this morning? Oops, my hands in the way. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
The offensive coordinator in Indianapolis. We'll talk to John about all of that. But as you heard in the open there, you heard a lot of discussion about the college football.
So as I kind of alluded last night to what's going on with my mom and dad. My mom is still alive, but she's, 94. So, but my dad died, quite a few years ago. But what's interesting still is that they're immigrants. My family's, they immigrated to the United States back in 1956. I wasn't born when they immigrated. I was born here in the United States. But what's interesting is what my daughter has been doing. She's been trying to find out, more about her own background as, she's getting older. She's just interested. I have been too, but there was, I don't know, I guess we just too busy with life, and whatever is going on, and we didn't pursue all of us in the family didn't pursue anything about our history. And what I'm learning now is that they immigrated here, and their name, our name, my name, was actually different. It was spelled differently. And why? I don't know. No one. I don't know. I mean, somebody knows. But are they hiding something? Were they hiding something? I'm trying to figure this out with my daughter. No one wants to hear about it, and like my sisters, they just, our name is this, and there's something up. My dad, my mom never spoke about World War II. He was over there fighting, but was he in the German army? Was he in the Russian army? I saw a picture one time of him, and he looked like he was in he was, in a German uniform. But there was things that happened, he told me about. He had been put in prison over there. Why was he put in an Italian prison when they were fighting on the same side? Well, I believe he didn't want to fight for the Germans and got put in prison for that reason. And they tried to kill him several times. He had told me that. But then escaped and found my mom in Austria. And they hid from, the Germans and those people for a long time till the war was over. But back then, it was very scary. I would imagine, for any people that were involved in war. Even when the war ended, there was treaty signed, the war ended, but people still probably were paranoid, even though that the wars ended, these people, the Nazis, the SS over there, which was a really horrible organization, could be after them still. Well, they never were, but people are paranoid, they saw horrible things, the Germans were just killing people, the Jews, they were just killing them left and right, killing people for not fighting for them. They were Hitler was a crazy man. Everybody knows he was a crazy man. He was actually insane. From what we know now. So, paranoid? Yes. Maybe he was running. Maybe they ran to the United States because of that. They left everybody over there except their own family, the kids, their own kids. What is going on? Our name was changed. Just one letter, but it was changed. So why?
He acknowledges himself that he's been part of the problem. So as you watch it, what are you seeing in that?
There are now I'm wondering if they were actually even married. Because my daughter's been seeing all these documents about my father. And a lot of the arguments are that there were all these documents just with him on it. Not my mom on there with him, just him. No one knows. Well, again, I'm mistaken. Somebody knows. And I'm going to help my daughter get down to the bottom of this. I have to. There's something going on. I got to find somebody overseas in Europe, my family, find out what's going on. I'll keep you guys informed. That's for sure. Skol Vikings. Oh, look at that lake, huh? What's that, beautiful? Beautiful! Oh yeah. Seneca Lake. So full. I've been eating all this stuff I packed for lunch. Bananas. Sandwich I had already. Come on, dude. I'm just a fatty fat. I gotta go because we're in the intersection. Lights turning. Nice churches over there, and we were just having this conversation. My last stop down there in Horseheads, New York. Churches. Is it just a status symbol these days? You know, you gotta look at those. So you look ahead of me, and you see there's two churches there, two big steeples. And, you know, it's like, how much money does that really cost? Lots. Lots. So, the argument will always be that we as humans, we have status symbol. Okay, look at the church I go to. I got the big steeple, you know, we're spending lots of money, and, you know, we have the biggest church. Look at our pews, but are you really studying the Word of God? I would agree that people are in there for sure. There are the people who want that status. To me, that's why I've always said, you know, I want to go to a place, if I go to church, that allows me to just go there, listen to, you know, the Word of God from their minister, and take my own opinion from it. I have my own beliefs. Everybody in that church that you go to has their own beliefs, really. You know, I mean, we're all kind of like, you know, feeding off of what the church is, you know, the minister is trying to tell us for the day, but we all still have our own beliefs. And how you believe. The goal is, I would think, my mind that if you believe in God, you believe in religion, that you're just going to the same point, though. I mean, however you get there, you get there. And I don't want to go to places where it's like, okay, we have the biggest church and we have the best status. I don't need that. I can study God, on the street. I could study God, in my home or anywhere. I still believe. It's not where I believe that, hey, we're all... I don't know. I'm just bringing this up because, I had this discussion this morning. Here's the other discussion. Alright? Guy says to me down there, I was, because I'm not married, and one guy, there's two guys unload. One guy's trying to tell me go online, and find a date and all this stuff, and I think that a lot of people online, they're just on there for dates, and that's all it is to them. I mean, yeah, people do hook up and then they get married, sure, very small percentage, but the rest of them are all pretentious, men and women, just looking, and they're on there all the time. It's the same people. Why? It's because they just keep going out with different people, and anybody that says the right thing, I don't even know what they're saying anymore, but I know it's all sexual. Okay, so the next guy comes along. I'm not going to name their names, but he says to me, if you really want to find a girl, go to church. And I was like, to be honest with you, I already thought of that. But that's even worse than, people in the church trying to just collect all the money they can, because that's not what religion's all about. And religion is all about, if you really believe that God will provide, you're supposed to give your 10%, whatever it is, to the church, but God is supposed to provide you with things in life, if you believe. Okay, am I going to church to find a wife? And that's worse. It's like I thought, but the guy says, okay, this is the argument. I thought, well, that's not right. He's going to church to find a woman, He says, you're going to go to church, and you're not going to change the woman. If she's a really true believer in God, you're not going to just go in there and say, I'm snatching you away from the church. No, he said. You're going to go in there, and they're going to bring you in, and they're going to love you, as a parishioner, and it's just a guy, if you find the right church. And this girl, whoever you find, if she loves you, she's going to bring you in, and she's going to, love you, but also believe in God, so she's going to bring you into the church, which is the argument. Because you're really not going to go in, and I've been driving for about an hour now, and I've been thinking about what he said, and I'm like, okay, well, that's probably true. It really is, because you're not going to go into a church where there's a girl in there going to church, and then she finds you, and she starts thinking that, you're a nice man, or whatever, and, all right, well, I'm going to go into your sinning ways. Maybe that could happen, but if she's a true believer in God, that's not going to happen. She's going to say, well, you either, come to church and, believe in God, because that's why you're coming here. That's why I believed you came here. You didn't come here to find me in particular, but you came here and you came to church. If if you're lying about it, you shouldn't even do this. I believe in God. That's the thing. I mean, I would never go to church just to find a wife anyway. But I thought, well, if I go to church and, you know, maybe I will find. So the belief is, you go to church, maybe you find a woman, and you even become stronger in the Word of God. That's what really the belief should be. That's what I think anyway. You're not going to go there and really change women's minds about what they believe in. And you could if you're an evil person, you know, but hey. Anyway, I'm here at my stop. We'll talk soon. Adios.
Or building completed 1,600 square
Alright, now look at that lake over there. Over there. Oh, that's beautiful countryside. Come on. That's just beautiful. Beautiful. Now we're coming into Watkins Glen. Watkins. Anyway. Oh, look at that. That is just a gorgeous view. You know when you get a call from somebody, you know, and a friend, you know, well, if it's your relative. But she used to be married. This girl called me. She used to be married to my brother, but that was a long time ago. It was 20 some odd years ago. Still, I for some reason, I'm the only one who talks to her still. It's weird. Anyway. She calls me today and says her mom died. You know, how many people? I mean, you know, you're cordial. I know the court. You know, you can be cordial. I never met her mother. Never. I mean, maybe I seen her. You know, 30 years ago when my brother married her. Maybe. And I don't remember her at all. She died. She was very ill, and she died. I knew she was ill because, you know, I talked to Connie. And, but the point I'm trying to make is, what do you say? I mean, you know, you're sorry. You know, I don't know, are you sorry? I am. I mean, I'm sorry for her. And I told her that. You know, I mean, really, you want to say, are you okay? You know, it's such a weird place to be, you know, and you don't know. I hate these people. Turn out in front of you and then they fucking have to turn left. Jerk offs. Anyway, you know, it puts you in an awkward spot, you know, because it's not like, you know, when my mom dies, I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm not going to tell anybody because that's just the way it is. I don't have to tell. I don't go around. I'm not going to go around announcing it. It's just not the way I am. But I just said I'm really sorry for you, you know, and she asked me to call her tonight. I'm like, what? Are we going to talk about this? I don't know what to say, you know. Oh, yeah, I know your mom was sick, you know. It's like, it's the way it is. I'm gonna die, you're gonna die, you know, so you're all, it's just life, that's how it is. You die young, you die old, you don't know, you just don't know, it's life. such an awkward place, though. I mean, it's like, geez. But you know what? This woman, even though I didn't know her, and she told me that there's no calling hours because her mom, God bless her heart, man, she donated her body to science. I mean, I don't know what that really is. I would imagine what she means is they're gonna examine what happened to her, you know, whoever gets her body. They're gonna take her her organs that are usable and give them to somebody else if they're usable. You know, and that's all it is. And then the rest of her body is burned. And she said that she will get the ashes later on. Later. I don't know what later means. How long? Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, how long do you have? So, I think that's... I am a donator. It doesn't say on my license I donated my body to science. It just says if I die, you know, they can have whatever they want. That's what it says on my license. And I think that's important for all of you. I think it is. Because it's not your soul that they're taking. It's because your heart is your heart, but your soul is what feels. Your heart is a beating organism inside your body. What makes you feel, and that's why I believe in God, is because when you have those feelings like, I'm crushed by this, I'm in love, and you feel things, you feel like you're going to cry. That's your soul. Yeah. So, there you go. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Adios. Wow, this is a fine mess you got me into. No, I'm just kidding. Susquehanna River right in front of us. Whoa. And I am turning right. Route 7 South. Heading back to the yard. Day's done. Nice. Gonna go home and it's gonna get chilly again tonight. Always does now. It's November. Days have been nice, but it's getting chilly at night. Start a fire, eat some supper, watch movies. I'll put this together. So, anybody, I mean, really, would you eat a whole bag of donuts? I mean, does anybody, a whole bag of donuts, you know those mini donuts? Do you open it up and eat the whole bag? Holy shit. So there was a guy up in Geneva today, had a bag of donuts. And before I left, I unloaded, and before I left, he ate them all. Ate them all. Holy crap. I looked at it, it said 36. There's 36 little mini donuts. Ate them all. Ate them all. Holy mackerel. I mean, that's like, wow. $36 mini donuts. What's that? Probably what? 7 or 8 regular sized donuts? I don't know. Holy shit, though. You know, that's a lot of donuts. phone. Young girl. It's like she's probably 15. How many people argue on Facebook? Raise your hand. I mean, take up arguments on Facebook with somebody. I mean, if you do that, you obviously want everybody to be mad at that person. You really do. You have to. I mean, come on. You do not take up arguments on Facebook. That's just ridiculous. If you do, you're just, you're inviting yourself. I mean, you just don't care. You really don't. You just don't care. You don't care about yourself, and you don't care about the other person. You're so incensed with hating that person. You have to be. You have to be. Maybe it's just me, but my arguments stay with the person I'm arguing with. I mean, I've had arguments with people and other people have been around, but it was just, the argument started right there, and and other people were just there. But I'm not going to continue, I'm not going to just start an argument with somebody right on Facebook. It's not happening. All your friends are looking at you going, oh my God. Because it happened to a friend of mine. He was arguing with his own daughter on Facebook. They were saying bad things on Facebook. It's like, dude, man, it's your daughter. Stop it. Jesus. So we're almost at the yard. I'm happy the day's about over. Look at this beautiful sunshiny day though. Those of you who don't watch and you're down south end, this is upstate New York, November 4th. If all winter stayed like this, I kind of wouldn't mind. I mean, I want snow for Christmas. See, the people down south, I don't know, you probably don't get it. But if you're used to Christmases with snow falling, because that's Christmas. You got snow on the ground, it's cold, you got your tree up, the snow on everything. You don't get it. That's beautiful Christmas. I was down south for Christmas, and we were riding around looking at lights, and I was riding around with the windows down, t-shirt on. I'm like, it was nice. The lights were kind of pretty, whatever, but just, man, this ain't right, I know, I don't get it, because you guys are like, well, what don't you get? It's just warm. I'm like, yeah, I know. But you get that song, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Right? It's Christmas. Everybody thinks of snow. Come on, snow on the brain. Why'd you have to pull out, you dumb jerk off? And these construction workers here, they'll be going like, well, I'm doing 25. This is it, 25. We can't go any faster. We've got to waste our time, I don't want to get to the next job site too fast. All right, the yard. truck's in the yard now. I'm like an early bird getting home. You know, it's Frito load for that guy. That's all he does. Frito-Lay. Alright. I'll film a little bit when I get to the house. Adios. Wow. It's going on 9 o'clock. And I've been talking to my daughter. So we're gonna be doing this. This is gonna take a while. But there is something interesting about my family. Well, now we immigrate. My mom and dad immigrated from Europe to here back in 1956. And so, but there's something so wrong about everything now. I mean, we're finding out things that aren't even close to what I thought was facts when I was growing up. But of course, my mom and dad didn't say much. To us when we were little about things that happened. I mean, they were in war, so I'm sure the images in their brains and in their minds, it's not things that you want to conjure up and just say, hey, this is... But he did tell me things that were very frightening. But this is going to be an epic, a big epic thing for myself and my daughter. I mean, we're going to do this. I don't even know the roads we're going to be going down to find out things. But it's going to be very difficult. The things that happened in World War II, people that they knew they're dead, so we're going to have to just be relying on records, trying to find maybe somebody to find out what was going on with my dad. I'm really 95% sure already now that my mom and dad were never ever married. I talked to a guy, he's the son of the farmer that helped bring my mom and dad over here. And I just said to him, I said, Bob, I don't even think they were married. He goes, what does that matter? It's okay, it doesn't matter. Like it was, he didn't say, oh yeah, they weren't, but he was just, the way he said it, I know. He knew that already. They weren't married. My daughter said that she finds records of my father and they're always just by himself. Nothing about my mom. Our last name was changed. It's gonna. I know I sound like I'm just tired. I'm excited about this though. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna find out about things. My dad, for one, whether he was in the German army, he was a Russian. I don't know, but it's gonna be something. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna document it. I'm making it, and I want people to see it. And I'd like to put it together in one big final film that I'd like to do. I don't know when that'll be. Could be a long time from now, but as I go trucking and I find out things, I'll let you know. But I'm gonna do it's gonna be something. Something. All right. Adios.